Hey, what's up, Roxstars? It's Rox. Welcome back to the channel. All right, let's talk about YSAP and him dropping everybody like hot rocks as they go on to confirm Biden. Let's talk about the Georgia election coming up. Let's talk about the stimulus package coming up. And then let's round it on up with a Rona check-in. Okay, let's get to it, shall we? All right, you guys. So first story up, let's talk about YSAP and his continuing antics. Him still trying to press for some sort of something to be done because he is convinced that there was election fraud in the general election where he lost. Okay, might I remind you. All of the states have certified their votes and all of the electors have gone onto the Electoral College and have placed their votes, and it is official. Joe Biden is the next president-elect. He will be sworn in on Inauguration Day, even though there are many people out there who still will tell you that he is not going to, especially those on Trump's wagon, but it is going to happen. You can tell that the news agencies are starting to not even give it as much energy as they had right after the election, because I think everybody is just tired and ready to just move the fuck on. Okay. But YSAP is not tired. He is still trying to push, specifically here in Georgia. He is on a warpath here. He's put so much pressure on the Secretary of State, on the election officials here about the, signatures on the ballots and making sure that they match the envelope and this, that, and the other. And so he's just, I'm not really sure why I do realize that the reason why he's just so much over Georgia is because, one, he can't believe that, YSAG, who was his boy, who was, like I said, very much up his ass, has actually had the audacity to have a state where they may possibly turn blue, So he's so mad at that he's really trying to, keep Georgia red. But as of now, Georgia is purple because we got to see what the outcome of that Senate race is. And we'll talk about that in a minute. But, yeah, you guys, so he's on the warpath because now that the Electoral College have gone on to put the vote in and said that Joe Biden is it. You guys saw Joe Biden came out and gave a speech where he actually talked really bad about YSAP. I was like, oh, Biden didn't know you had it in you. Okay. But because up until now, he's just been trying to just be like, let's focus on what we need to do. And I don't think he's wanted to bring any type of other attention on what YSAP was doing. But now he's even over it. So he's saying a few things. But yeah, so he's mad. YSAP is mad that all this is happening. Now, his boy, William Barr, has stepped down. He's resigned. He said that he wants to go off and enjoy the holidays with his family. I was just like, I don't care who tell it. Okay. We all know that YSAP was very upset with William Barr for coming out and saying that after, an investigation, the DOJ couldn't find any type of voter fraud that would change the outcome of the election. Well, as soon as he said that, I was like, oh, baby, I guess you better pack your bags, because you guys know that YSAP is not loyal to anybody. And if he feels that you aren't loyal to him, then you are on the chopping block. Okay, so they can come up with this. He want to spend time with his holidays with his family, shit all they want. We know that YSAP was giving him the blues. It's probably more like a firing, but just in case Barr need to keep his resume looking nice, you can just say that he stepped down. Because who steps down? I mean, he was going to be done in a few weeks anyway. So what is the point of resigning at the end of your whole tenure with YSAP? I mean, we all know that he did that because he was forced to do that. And it's sad, child, because when you see Barr, he just looks so pitiful. He was still very loyal to Trump and saying how he was this. I made him seem like he was the second coming, child. And I was just like, it is amazing to me how these people are so loyal to this man, and he gives no fucks about y'all. Not at all. Like, he doesn't care. And they are very clearly afraid of YSAP. He has a lot of power. And they know that. So Yeah, y'all, but when you see the videos and the pictures of old Barr, man, he just looks just like how White sag, out here, our governor, I can't even think of his name, Brian Kemp. He looks so broke down and dejected, looking like somebody that broke up with their boyfriend, child. I was just like, po things, because they've been trying to be there for WhatsApp all this time. But that's the thing with Trump, like, he don't care. He does not care. Now he mad at Mitch McConnell. Y'all saw that? Because Mitch McConnell finally had to congratulate Biden. Because after electoral college, now what is we still trying to say? If you guys aren't speaking out now, Republicans, because it was the Republicans that was doing it, and they're going by their leaders. Now, if Mitch McConnell is the head over there, then what you do is what the rest of them do. They looking at the example, and then they're going by that. So from him being quiet all this time, it just did nothing but damage our democracy here. So he finally spoke out and congratulated Biden, and then, child, in a sudden turn of events, you had Putin over there in Russia. And I know that WhatsApp must have fell apart when he saw his baby Putin had been congratulated Biden. I was like, ooh, you really, really out when Putin get to saying, okay, it's a wrap on that. So, yeah, child, people is finally coming around slowly. I mean, you can either get on the bus or you can walk, but we still going this way. Okay, it's still happening. So just either you're going to get there faster, you're going to get there slower, but you're going to get there. Okay, so that's the point I'm trying to make. So, child, that's what's going on with WhatsApp. I guess let's talk about the election here in Georgia. You guys know we have a special election coming up. I've told you guys about the senator race here. It's 2 senator races, one between David Perdue and Jon Ossoff, and then one between Ralph Warnock and Kelly Loeffler. Okay. And it is hot and heavy. Go on and take your shot. It's a hot and heavy race here. I was just telling my friend yesterday, I said, if there's a commercial break, and I promise you, I'm not lying, on all the channels out here in Atlanta, if there's a commercial break, if there is 10 commercials that they show, 7 of them are going to be political ads. I can't even tell you how much money they must have spent on these ads for these people that are running. I don't know if it's the DNC and the RNC, but whoever is paying for it is what I'm saying. They just spent a buku amount of money because they come on back to back. Every single break, every single commercial is about Ralph Warnock, Kelly Loeffler, Jon Ossoff, David Perdue. All in this, just over and over and over again. I mean, I could tell you these commercials verbatim. I can tell you what they're gonna say in them, because we hear them and see them all day. I have never seen anything like this in my life, you guys. It is truly amazing. I was talking to Debbie about it, and she used to sell advertising. She was like, girl, whoever is that ad exec that's doing that for them commercial spots, they making all kind of money. This is a huge race, you guys. This is a huge race, and it's going to determine the direction of the country, at least for the next 2 years. So early voting started on the 14th here, and it will go all the way to December 31st, I believe. And then the election is actually on January 5th. And it is imperative that if we want Joe Biden to not have any problems in getting forth his agenda that he's promised everybody, then the Democrats need to completely flip Georgia to a blue state with blue senators. And, then they would have the power in the Senate, and then Joe Biden can kind of have a green light to just kind of push forward and get a lot of the things that he wants to get done. If the Republicans continue to have control of the Senate, then they are going to gridlock the system, and Joe Biden is going to have his hands tied because they're not going to approve any of the things that he wants to have. Okay, so I know I keep telling you guys this every week, but that's it's important. And, if you wanted Biden to win, if you voted for Biden, that's the first step. The second step is he has to be able to do the things that he wants to do. So you still have to complete what was done and make it happen. So yeah, they're working really hard. I get 15,000 text messages. It's futile. You don't even, might as well just not even tell them to push stop, because every time you click stop for them to not stop sending you something, then somebody else just sends it. I mean, it's so many organizations out there that's really trying to campaign and push for this, everybody to get out and vote. I'm actually going to, I'm going to drag my kids. We are all going to go vote today. But yeah, you guys, I mean, it's serious. It is serious. Biden was here campaigning for Warnock and Ossoff, and I don't know, I can't think of, I mean, you got President Barack Obama and President Joe Biden. They are coming here to campaign for the senators. Like, they, in the past, they haven't done that. You know, you don't really have past presidents and future, you know, presidents coming in and trying to really, so that should tell you how serious this is. Like, it really needs to be done. So I just need my Georgia people, you know, my Georgia people that's watching me, make sure we get out and vote and get rid of Dave Perdue and Kelly Loeffler, you guys. All right, you guys, let's switch gears a little bit. So there was a woman in Chicago who was minding her own business, just got off of work, got home, was undressing. Not sure if she was about to take a shower or bath or what. It don't even matter, because she's in the privacy of her own home, you guys. She was naked. And right before she can get any clothes on or do whatever she was going to do next, the police came, kicked down her door, or batter-rammed her door in, and about 20-30 police stormed inside because they were looking for somebody, and was told that the person that they were looking for was in this apartment. It's the age-old story, you guys. They were in the, guess what? Wrong apartment. Okay, so Anjanette Jones, as she stood there naked, so Anjanette Young, as she stood there naked, did I say Jones earlier? I'm sorry if I did. Anjanette Young, as she stood there naked, the cops are all swarming around in the house, looking in the different rooms. They all have on like riot gear, or not quite riot gear, but you know, they have on like their gear, and they got their guns out, and she is standing there completely naked. Okay, she's telling them over and over again that they got the wrong house. She lives there by herself. There's nobody else there. For a long time, they ignore her. They don't seem to even care that you have this woman standing there completely naked. Of course, she's not going to run to try to cover herself because everybody's got guns. Okay, they've told her to freeze, and she cannot move. But nobody is really making any action to cover this woman. So here you got this woman who I'm sure is terrified. You got the police all in there, and the person that they're looking for obviously is not there. She's trying to convince them that they got the wrong place. Somebody finally, after, you know, minutes of her standing there complaining and crying to them that they have the wrong place, somebody throws first one of the officers put like a jacket around her, but you know, it's not, her hands are handcuffed, so the jacket, she doesn't have her arms in it or anything, so they have that on her, that's fallen off. Then finally somebody throws a comforter on her, but again, she's handcuffed, so she's not able to catch anything, so the thing is sort of hanging off of her, you know. And she's naked, you guys, she's naked. Okay, nobody is humane enough to even let her, come on, let's go in the room and put you something on, like, or let me go pull a robe out the fucking bathroom, a t-shirt out the drawer, and nothing. Okay, finally one of the officers come up to her as she has the comforter. They wrap the comforter around her, and he kind of holds it closed for her. But can you imagine standing there naked with all of these men? Okay, nobody really trying to tell you what's going on or anything. She's complaining over and over again that they have the wrong place. In the video, because this actually was on Channel 2 News, I believe, out there in Chicago, they didn't even, the Chicago Police Department was trying to bury this. They didn't even want people to see it because it was such a monumental fuck up. On the video, though, you actually see the police. They go to the car and they go to check the warrant because the woman is telling them over and over she's got the wrong place, and they don't even have it signed off. They thought that they had this warrant signed off. The warrant ain't even signed off on. So they're not even supposed to be doing this, okay? But to add insult to injury, you guys, the gentleman that they were looking for, they already had in custody. Well, he wasn't in physical custody, but he was on house arrest, and he was wearing an ankle bracelet, okay? And he was actually in the apartment, the very next door apartment. So if somebody would have just got their damn paperwork and, you know, just kind of had a little talk with each other and try to figure some things out, then they would realize that they already know where the man is. They already have him under, you know, they have him under the house arrest. You guys, such a mess. And I think the story came out because they were actually trying to bury this. They were trying to get the court to seal it. And it didn't get sealed, obviously. And now this video is out for everybody to see. And yeah, I was just like, I hope she sues the fuck out of these people. Okay? Because we saw how busting in somebody's house, the wrong place, we saw how that could end up. She very well could be dead today, you guys. We saw with Breonna Taylor. We've heard other stories about them going into the wrong places and shooting and killing people. And that really could have been Miss Young's story as well. And then for them to try to bury this and never let it get out is just sort of like, no, okay? What you gonna do is you gonna pay this woman. This woman deserves money for what she went through. I can't imagine standing there like that, how humiliating that would be, on top of being scary that you are completely naked and there ain't a motherfucker around there trying to help you. Like, come on. You know, these are the kind of stories that you hear that make people just really hate the police because they don't feel like they're human. Like, they don't feel like they have any type of feelings for anything, you know. And at what point, when you realize that you just really wrong in this, you know, then you try to maybe have a little bit of semblance of something. No. So yeah, she's I'm sure she's going to sue. And she's, whatever she gets from it, she deserves it, and a little bit more. Okay, Chicago Police Department, you ought to be ashamed of your damn self. All right, you guys, so let's do a Rona check-in. I'm going to give you guys the numbers, and they are getting bigger and bigger each time. So we have 244,365 cases reported in one day. We've had 3,607 deaths. That's in one day. We have had a 28% jump in the 7-day average. The death toll passed 300,000 people. As of Monday of this week, we have 112,000 people that are in the hospitals fighting the virus, and most of the ICUs around the country are at capacity. It's still happening, and even though the Pfizer vaccine is here now, and even though Moderna just got, it looks like, I think either they just got approved or they're about to be approved like any day now, that does not mean that this virus is not still raging. It is still out there. It is still happening. Dr. Fauci says this is definitely not the time to get lax when people start to think that the vaccine is happening. People start to feel like they can do and, you know, kind of relax on the safety measures. But first of all, the vaccine is only available to the medical workers, you know, the frontline staff that are out there treating the patients, and the nursing home staff and the nursing home clients. So it's not even available to the general public. But the next problem is that they've got to convince the general public to take the vaccine. They have to be at like 90% to reach herd immunity for them to be able to wipe out this this virus. And they're not there yet because roughly half of the country is not feeling like they're going to take this vaccine. And that's because people think that the vaccine was developed too quickly, and they feel like they, you know, skipped steps to make sure that it was safe and all of that. You know, Dr. Fauci says that is not the way that you should judge this vaccine. He said because of the extraordinary scientific advances in vaccine platform technology, they were able to develop this vaccine you know, quicker, and they probably will be able to develop more vaccines in the future quicker. All right. And then there's other theories of why they were able to bring it on quickly, you know, that they already had like a baseline of the vaccine because of the COVID is not a new virus. This strand of virus is new, but the coronavirus has been out there for years and years. So I guess maybe they take a baseline of the original and they doctor it up and they do whatever they've been doing, and then wham blam blooey, they have a vaccination. You know, they have a vaccine for you available. But Dr. Fauci says that the science should be followed and that people should have faith in this vaccine. I know when I watched on the news when they were showing the healthcare workers that were actually getting the vaccination, they looked exhausted, first of all, but there was a glimmer of hope. Like you could tell that they were just ready for this to take hold so that they can, one, stop working to death, two, having to see people die in their hands, under their care. They're over it. So it was like they just sort of like fell, and some of them looked like they just fell in a chair like, Lord, please give me this vaccine so we can, And it's funny because the perspective of those people that are on the front lines is so different from the perspectives of people who just kind of hear things, on social media and all of this, who are just terrified of this vaccination. When you talk to the people that actually work in it, I mean, they are just like, give it to us. We need it. And I even have some Roxstars on here that are medical staff. I mean, many of you guys have said that you weren't taking it, but I have had a lot of them that work in that field that said, yes, they will take it because they are the ones that are seeing this thing firsthand. So, I mean, I understand for sure why they feel that it is important that they take this, that they take the vaccine. I'm going to watch and see what happens in the next 6 months because they're saying that it won't be available to the public until, somewhere around end of spring. So by then we should see if there's going to be any real big reactions. I know they said that there were 2 women, I believe, in Alaska that had some sort of reaction to the Pfizer vaccine, but for the most part, everybody's been good so far. Or at least nothing major has been reported so far. But yeah, I'm just looking, I'm just reading up, I'm just looking, I'm just seeing how things are going to go. But yeah, when I was looking at the medical staff, you guys, my heart was breaking for them because I'm sure many of you who work in that field just know, y'all been through it. And you could just see it. You for sure could see it when they were showing them on the news. So my heart goes out to you, and it's special prayers up for the frontline workers. Also, I want to give a special shout out for the teachers too, and people that work in the education system and have to deal with the kids and all of that, and the back and forth of going home, remote learning, and then going back into the schools and people getting sick, and just the whole topsy-turvy of what you guys go through, and also having to be worried about your health. It's just a special shout out to you guys, because I know it's just not easy. And for many of us who are able to work from home comfortably, our hats off to you guys that go in and have to, just uncertain on whether or not they're going to be able to stay healthy for themselves and their families. So that is what's going on there. I will ask you again, because sometimes it changes for people. Will you be taking the vaccine? You guys let me know. And then lastly, you guys, so let's talk about this stimulus thing that they got coming down the pike. So all of the things that they put in place back when the first stimulus bill was passed, where they were saving people from evictions, and they were saving, people didn't have to pay student loans, and, small businesses, they had the loans offered. All of the things that they had put in place was about to end at the end of this month. Okay. And people were they were going to have a major recession on their hands if they did that, because people are just, people are struggling out there. I told you guys in top of the blogs, the rich get richer, the poor got poorer. Okay. So, people need help, and it is not our fault that COVID is here. The government failed to control that. So now, you should be putting out things that's going to help your people. So now they're saying, Chuck Schumer, Nancy Pelosi, Mitch McConnell, and the other Republican guy, they done all got together. And they had a couple of meetings, and they said that the Senate is not going on vacation for the holidays until they pass this stimulus bill. So somewhere around $900 billion, I believe it is. And you know, this way they can help people to get back on their feet, or just kind of extend some of the relief that people need. And it ain't asking for much, you guys. And trust me, when it comes to just individual households, they ain't giving much. Okay. We did get $1,200 stimulus check last time. This time we'll be getting $600 per person. And I was just like, I don't know how that is nothing. I mean, that you can't even pay a mortgage. I mean, $1,200 at least was helping people pay their mortgages back. Ain't too many people paying a $600 mortgage. Like, what is $600? But you know, we ain't gonna complain about that because we don't want to fuck that up. I mean, just give us the $600. But still, you know, like, I'm just saying, like, I think Mitch McConnell's whole idea is that once the Biden administration comes in, there is going to be another stimulus package where they can really have one, a for real true one, negotiated and put out, where they would send out another check. So right now this $600 is just to kind of carry everybody over, and then it'll be another one coming. I was thinking to myself, and I was like, back when YSAP was talking about the stimulus checks last time, wasn't there supposed to be two parts to this? Wasn't supposed to be a $1,200 one, and then again in the future would be another $1,200? What happened to that? Okay, I guess that died down when YSAP lost. But so I believe that Biden will probably try to get another stimulus package going. You know, I do believe that, but I don't know if it's going to be $1,200. And remember, it was supposed to be per person and all of that. So, child, I don't know. But whatever. The stimulus package is coming. But then we got to get YSAP to sign off on it. And child, I just, you know, depending on the day, how he's feeling that time, I'll be wondering if the man will even sign it. He already encouraged them to stop negotiating before the election and was like, I'll sign it afterwards. Now he ain't won. So, like, is he going to be holding true to his thing and be like, fuck y'all, I ain't signing shit. You know, y'all suffer until y'all, you know, you wanted the new one to come in, let him do all the work. You know, he's just that petty. And so you don't know what he gonna do, you guys. But I mean, how you guys feeling about it? Like, if you know, when you starving and somebody throws you a cracker, you real happy with that cracker. But you'd been even better with a steak, right? Well, that's kind of how it feels with this $600. I mean, you gonna take it because that's what they giving you. But you know, it don't feel like it's really going to, it don't even feel like a Band-Aid at this point. They're saying that it's very, very close and that we should be getting some sort of stimulus package confirmed by before Christmas. All right, you guys, that's it. Let me get off of here. I have to go to the office. I'm going to get my lashes done, my eyebrows done, and my fingernails done. So it's a very busy day and freezing, you guys. I'm about to get in the house and then I got to get on the road. So I'm gonna get this edited and up to you guys. If I don't see you guys once again, I guess I'm gonna say this at the end of all of my videos. Merry Christmas to you all. Rocky, love you. Make sure that you rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. It's Rox. The channel is For It's Rox. And nope, it's not For It's Rox, you guys. Actually, I just changed the name of my channel to just plain It's Rox. So the 4 is not there anymore, if you guys noticed that. But yeah, I guess I'm gonna have to change my little ending title now. But whatever, you guys. Hopefully that you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day, and I plan on doing the same. Till next time, Roxstars. Bye.